Hi folks, or because someone else was saying you don't do this anymore. Hi world. It's the 3rd of April 2025. I am still in the middle of nowhere. It's amazing. I love it. Now, yesterday I said this and a postman turned up, or the day before yesterday. At the moment there's no traffic and there's no humans. There's lots of birds and buzzards, but there's a lot of military high-powered jets flying around, so if you hear a sudden roar, you know what it is. Now, yesterday night, my time, Wednesday evening, my time, I did a recorded broadcast with the lovely Amanda Walsh, who runs astrologyhub.com, and my friend, mentor, co-conspirator, and genuinely mad person who's one of my best friends, Rick Levine. Now, whenever me and Rick get together, there's very few people who can sort of help keep us on track, but Amanda is one of them. So we talked about a lot of stuff, and myself and Rick are going to be the two people who are organising this big conference in St Albans in 29 days' time. It kicks off. And now tickets are over half sold out, just over half sold, about 52% sold. And we were talking with Amanda about all the things we're going to be doing and how much we rate the other astrologers. And then we were talking about our own abilities. And then it got on to the ongoing Saturn-Uranus sextile and what it is that astrologers do and don't do, should and shouldn't do. And then the humour started, as it always does when me and Rick got together. And we talked about astrological martial arts. Now, come on. There are certain martial arts, Tai Chi, yoga, soft arts, taekwondo, aikido, jiu-jitsu, karate, judo. They're the more physical ones. Then there's the astrological martial arts. Aikidoki and no can do. And both myself and Rick are experts at these. He's more comfortable with Okidoki and I'm more comfortable with no can do. But between us we get a lot of laughter. And now something a bit more serious. In our conversation last night, we were promoting the gig we're doing, and Rick said to me, yeah, this stuff over this last week. He said to me, you've done the right thing in running away up to the wilds of North Yorkshire. I said, yeah, I have. And he suggested I might want to extend my stay by 24 hours. And having listened to him and looked at the astrology, it's exactly what I'm going to do. Because the astrology of tomorrow, Friday, April the 4th, is hugely significant. If you look at a map of the sky today, I did this just before I broadcast this, then we've got Saturn at 25 degrees, well, 24 degrees, late 24 degrees of Pisces. Mercury at 26 degrees of Pisces. Venus at 25 degrees of Pisces. The North Node at 26 degrees of Pisces. Uranus at 24 degrees of Taurus. And Mars at 24 degrees of Cancer. And this all becomes exact tomorrow. Tomorrow is the first of the Saturn-Uranus sextiles that will now be ongoing through to January and February of next year. Now, viewing the long-term picture, Saturn sextile Uranus, well, I talked a lot with Rick about it, with Amanda trying to make some sense of us. And we're going to be posting that live on Astrology Hub in a few days' time. That's going to be going out on Sunday, at the latest Monday of next week. the Uranus-Saturn sextile is going to repeat itself. I think it's in October of this year, maybe September of this year. But instead of being from Pisces to Taurus, it's going to be from Aries to Gemini. And then it's going to repeat itself again early next year for the final time, again from Pisces to Taurus, before Saturn then moves permanently into Aries and Uranus moves permanently into Gemini. And we talked about what it actually means, the bringing of structure into the ongoing chaos of the world, whilst at the same time revolutionising our limitations. But viewed with a bigger picture, Saturn's also conjuncting Neptune, and that finalises in February of next year. And the Saturn sextile Uranus and conjuncting Neptune are then the precursors for the sextile to Pluto in February, March of next year. And Saturn is acting as a gatekeeper, and that's a Rick Levine term, for all of the outer planets to becoming a more conscious part of our lives, both collectively and individually. And the other way round is that the outer planets are working through Saturn into and onto our lives in a way that's helping us change our structures and boundaries from concrete and steel into rubber and elastic. It's an ongoing period of change. And all of this is the precursor then to the time of 2026 and even 2027, when Uranus will be trining Pluto, which is something I'm really excited about. And the potential for the time of, as various people are calling it now, the singularity. But tomorrow, April the 4th, around this time tomorrow, around 1 p.m, 2 p.m. UK time tomorrow, Saturn and Uranus will both be at 24 degrees 55. Saturn at 24:55 Pisces, Uranus at 24:55 Taurus, and Mars will be at about 24 degrees 50 of Cancer. So Mars will be trining Saturn, Mars will be sextiling Uranus, and Saturn will be sextiling Uranus, all within the space of an hour or two of each other. And it's a really healthy aspect. And yes, Venus and Mercury, both retrograde, are still conjuncting Saturn, so no sense is going to be made of all this. But it is a really intense day. Now, the aspects themselves are positive, mostly. But it is an intense day. And my experience of Uranus transits and any contact from Mars to Uranus suggests that tomorrow could be a little bit crazy. More than a little bit. Now, I have to hold my hand up. My Mars is at 24 degrees 55 of Cancer. So Mars in the sky is going to be exactly on top of my Mars, with Saturn trying it and Uranus sextiling it, which is why I'm not going to be driving from the north of England down to London tomorrow. It's tempting Providence. There's going to be some nutcases on the road. But tomorrow is an unusual day. And it's a day of high octane, risk taking, which, if done properly, if done with your feet on the ground and taking chances and small risks in a affirmative and responsible and adult and mature way, should bring really interesting new ideas, new options, new opportunities into the world. And if done in a rash and foolhardy way, where one is overreacting to instantaneous stimulus and going, right, you did this, so I'm going to do that, then it's going to be absolutely crazy. And of course, with the world the way it is, and 98% of the world not even knowing about astrology, let alone caring about it, you can be pretty sure that there's going to be a lot of, you did this, so I'm going to do that, and my God is bigger than your God, and it's going to get crazy. So folks, look, I might have been taking the mickey when I talked about the astrological art of okie dokie and no can do. But Rick put me onto this, and I totally concur with him. Tomorrow's going to be a bonkers day. April the 4th. There'll probably be stuff going down in history that people will remember for a long time to come. So just take it easy, all right? Don't push it. There's nothing that's going to happen tomorrow that you can't delay until the weekend or until next week. Be gentle. Doors will open, and if you go through them in a considered way, you'll be fine. And if you rush through, you're going to be bounced right back to the start again. Take care, folks. Catch you soon. Bye now.